Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Thank you for tuning in. Um, you know, where I am now, I'm right by a highway, and I love the highway. I love getting on the highway. I remember I had an aunt that used to come and visit us, and she traveled miles and miles, and she stayed 5 minutes. She said, "I got to get back on the highway. I got to go," and I've always loved the highway. And one thing about the highway is like life. It's got different intersections where people get on and off in your life, and the journey goes on. And sometimes people get off in your life, and then people get on in your life, and they help you get through that journey called life. And some of them are there with you to the end, and some of them we lost along the way. But there's a reason why people come and go in your life. It's not just, it's a plan, and it's set, it's God's plan. It all falls under the will of the Lord. Because I've wondered why different things happen, why people come and go in my life, you know, and a lot of times it's to teach us lessons and to show us things that we would never have seen for ourselves. And some of these lessons turn out to be real hard lessons, but you need to meditate on it. Why? You need to meditate on a relationship that you once had that you don't have no more, and take something good out of that you've learned from that, and grow from it. Because that's all we trying to do here, people. We trying to grow. We trying to reach our greatness. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. So I want to share a story with you. I want to tell you about a young lady who went through a rough life. She had a real rough life. And you need to be careful about, going about how you're going about doing things, meeting people and doing different things, because not everybody got your best interest at heart. Some people are out for themselves, but see you as a way and a means of getting to what they want. So this young lady decided that she wanted to get on a site to meet somebody. And I ain't gonna name no names on this site, but it was an internet site, and I'll give you the initials, BPM. Okay, so she get on there and she meet this young man. But before she met him, he met another young man. And this young man, she wanted to take home. I tell you who it is, it's me. I really like this one guy. I wanted to take this young man home to meet my mother, but I knew that I couldn't. There was no way I could take this man home to meet my mother, even though I liked him. And, he was somebody that I was interested in. But the reason I couldn't take him home to meet my mother was because he had tattoos of naked women all over his body, all down his arms, his legs, his back, his neck. Everything was covered with naked women. And when I say naked, I mean naked. Everything out. All naked women, all over his body. So no, I couldn't take him home to meet my mother, but I just showed her a video of him. So right around the time when I was about to give up, I met somebody, And at the time, I was, had good credit, getting ready to buy a house, do all kind of different things. So I met a young man who said that, we dated, and he said, "I'm looking for a Christian wife. I want a Christian woman who a praying woman, who gonna go to church with me, and we gonna pray." And that's what I was looking for. I'm a minister on the radio. So that was right up my alley. So within about 2 weeks, he needed a car. So I co-signed for him to get a car. This was right before the marriage. I co-signed for him to get the car, and we got married. Maybe about a week or two after we got married, he went back to the ex-woman. And so in the end, people, when all this ended, I don't want to get a whole lot into detail here, because really that's not what this podcast is about. But I want to tell you that you need to be careful about meeting people that you don't know, meet and then inviting them in your world, and then letting them use your credit, telling them your most intimate secrets, because see that some things need to be told between you and God. Everybody don't need to learn everything. You don't need to tell the pastor. You don't need to tell nobody. Take that to God, because I'm tell you something. It just he told me something one day when I wanted to have a conversation with him, and he said, "Jackie, some things just better left unsaid," and sometimes that's the truth, and but I went in this, and I praying, but once we got married, all that went by the wayside. He didn't want to go to church. He didn't want to do that. He left every 2 weeks. He was constantly chasing women. It was constantly women all the time. and I go through his phone, and he told me, said, "You don't want to go through my phone because you may see something you don't want to see." And sure enough, I was hard-headed. I went through the phone anyway. And yes, I saw things that I didn't want to see, but that taught me not to go through his phone. Leave his phone alone, because I know I'm going to go in there and see different pictures, different things, text messages. I'm going to see stuff I don't want to see. So I left his phone alone. That taught me to respect other people's property, But I knew the ancestors revealed to me that I didn't have nothing worth holding on to. Somebody who leave you every 2 weeks, somebody who tell you, who don't love you, don't show no love to you, isolate you from your family and friends, take money from you, and then in the end, he built up his credit. He took all the vehicles, the trucks, he got all of that, but he don't realize it's all going to be sorted out in the end in the divorce. So I'm not worrying about anything. The ancestors have taken care of me. I'm being taken care of. I'm fine, and so I'm in a position where I don't have to rely on him for anything. And I thank God for that. I thank God that, that I have a purpose in life, and all the things that I've went through is for a reason. It's for a reason. The story gets deeper, and it's going to come out in the movie. It's going to come out in the book. You'll be, and everything will be revealed, but everything can't be revealed now. Now is not the time. But I want you to be careful about people who you invite in your intimate circle, because sometimes those people, they smile in your face, and all that time they want to take your place. They call backstabbers. So just be careful of those people, because some people tell you, "I love you," and don't even love themselves. So people, we have to grow. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. God bless you.